So, Troy, tell me who wants to go first?
Aaron, you want to go first, brother? I know you're ready. You've probably been back in that academy as much as I've been back there.
What are we talking about first here?
We're going to talk about your story. So, I'm finding your story here. I'm going to try to scroll around. And so, you tell me your story. And I'm going to take some notes here. Okay, there's Monica's story. And so we're doing Monica tonight, and Troy and Aaron. Hey, I'm ready when you are.
Aaron, you ready to rock and roll?
Hold on.
Did you post your story in the group already?
Yeah, mine's on there.
Okay. Is it Aaron Olson?
Yep.
Okay. I found you. You didn't know you were lost, did you?
No.
Okay. So I'll do you want to tell it, or do you want me to read it? Do you want me to just
You can read it.
Okay. All right. So my name is Erin Olson. I'm from, is it Fertile?
Yep.
Fertile, Minnesota.
Fertile.
Fertile. I'm Fertile, from Fertile, Minnesota. I spent 26 years in construction business. Over the time, the rigors of the job have taken toll on my body, both physically and mentally as well. Overweight, to say the least, bad ankles, knees, shoulders, you name it, I felt it. Discomfort was an unwelcome friend in my everyday life, and I had become intolerable, to say the least. Averaging around 3 hours of sleep a night, no energy, stressed out, burnt out from extremely long hours, I knew I had to happen it, and it had to be now. Just didn't know how. I had been praying diligently for an answer. Out of nowhere, my wife asked me if I wanted to start a health and wellness journey with her. I was hesitant and skeptical. She presented this information to me, and the next day I told her, let's do this. It's the blue box or bust. I love that. Little did I know these products would transform our bodies, our lifestyle, and our lives forever. To me, the oxygen part is how we feel every day. Sorry, I don't know these words. Today, abundant energy, got it. Boosted self-confidence, acquired. No more body discomfort. Sleeping like a baby. Stress reduced for the first time in a long time. We know what it means to be truly happy together as a team, and we're down a total of 156 pounds. In my first 8 days, I lost 17 pounds, and in 6 months, I was down 96 pounds, and 3 months later, still maintaining. The business opportunity has provided us with a new hope and a clear vision for our financial future. When opportunity knocks, answer the door. Okay, really, really good. Okay, so keep in mind, first of all, like whenever you're writing, you want to make sure that you break things up. Like if you're like the way you're putting this, you want to make it, if you're putting this in a post, you got to make it real easy on the eye, and you got to make it really easy for the reader to be able to want to read it. So, and I'll go through here and make these corrections here and as we go along. So what that means to you is making sure that you break it up. So I would say, hi, my name is Erin. I'm from Fertile, Minnesota. I spent 26 years in the construction business. Okay, break. So now I'm going to put a break in there. Over the time, the rigors of the job have taken a toll on my body, both physically and mentally as well. Overweight, to say the least. Bad ankles, knees, shoulders, you name it, I felt it. Discomfort was an unwelcome friend in my everyday life, and I had become intolerable, to say the least. Averaging 3 hours of sleep a night, I had no energy, I was stressed out. So I would say, right there, I would say, I had no energy. I was stressed out. I was burnt out from extremely long hours. I knew that I had to change. Maybe you meant to say, I knew that I had to make a change and it had to be now.
Yep.
Okay. How about we'll take that part out, and it had to be now. Just didn't know how. Okay, so now after that question mark, I'm going to break it up again. Okay, now I'm going to say, after praying diligently for an answer. That sounds good. Mm-hmm. Out of nowhere, my wife asked me to start a health and wellness journey with her. I was hesitant and skeptical. She presented the information to me, and the next day I told her, let's do this. It's blue box or bust. Now, break. Little did I know these products would transform our bodies and our lives forever. Okay, so now on this part right here, I would move, this sentence to me. I'm going to copy and cut that. So today no, that's okay. That makes sense. Abundant energy. I'm going to say, I got it. Mm-hmm. Boosted self-confidence. I acquired. No more body discomfort, sleeping like a baby. Stress reduced, and for the first time in a long time, I know what it truly means to be happy. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say sleeping like a baby. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move that sentence down there. The one I just cut, now I'm pasting that. I'm going to say, in my first 8 days, I'm going to move that up. Above today. And paste. And we're going to cut. Okay. We're making progress. Here we go. Here we go. It's coming. And Don't you just love copy paste? Okay. Okay, so I made one mistake. Sorry. There was one. Okay, here we go. This is how it's going to go. All right. Hi, my name is Erin Olson, and I'm from Fertile, Minnesota. I spent 26 years in the construction business. Over the time and rigors of the job have taken a toll on my body, both physically and mentally as well. Overweight, to say the least, bad ankles, knees, shoulders, you name it. I felt it. Discomfort was an unwelcome friend in my everyday life, and it had become intolerable, to say the least. Averaging 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, I had no energy. I'm going to put that down. I had no energy. I was stressed out. I was burnt out from extremely long hours. I knew I had to change, and it had to be now. Just didn't know how. After praying diligently for an answer, out of nowhere, my wife asked me if I wanted to start a health and wellness journey with her. I was hesitant and skeptical. She presented the information to me, and the next day I told her, let's do this, blue box or bust. Little did I know these products would transform our bodies and our lives, and our lives forever. In the first 8 days, I lost 17 pounds. In 6 months, I was down 96 pounds, and in 3 months later, was still maintaining. Today, abundant energy, I got it. Boosted self-confidence, I acquired. No more body discomfort. Sleeping like a baby. Stress reduced, and for the first time in a long time, I knew what it truly meant to be happy. Together as a team, we're down a total of 156 pounds. To me, Amex, how do you pronounce that? Amex, AMAX, I think it's one of your products. Amazing? Is that what that means? Okay.
I don't know which one it is.
Okay, it's spelled AMAX.
No, Taylor, he's saying amazing, but using zing at the end of it, which is Singular's zing product.
Ah,
That's
okay.
it's a Singular-ism. It's not.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay. So to me, the amazing part is how great we feel every day. The business opportunity has provided us with renewed hope and a clear vision for our financial future. When opportunity knocks, we answer the door. I'm going to put we answer the door. What do you think?
Sounds good. I like it.
Okay, so did you see what I did? Did everybody see what I did? So, because I want to bring the wow factor in the first 8 days. That's so powerful. It's such a eye opener, right? In the first 8 days, I mean, who loses 17 pounds in 8 days? Like, you could just say, hey, I'm Erin from Minnesota. I lost 17 pounds in 8 days. You want this stuff or not? I mean, truly, right? Out of all that stuff is great, and you had great results. But just saying that alone, I mean, that's a knock them over the head deal. So that's why I moved that up there, right? So to me, yeah. So I broke it up. So I'm going to copy and paste it, and then I'm going to tag you. I'm going to put it back in the group, so you'll see what that looks like. So everybody will see it now that we've gone over everything. My plan is for everybody to see what I'm doing. So it's like a little training class, a little extra. Okay, copy, and then we're going to go back to the group. And all right, and we're going to tag you here, Erin. Is it AARN?
AARON.
Okay, and now everybody's going to go in there and say, "Yay, Aaron, you're a rock star." So, and then whenever I post it in there, see what I'm talking about breaking it up and the difference of the way it looks for the eye and for reading purposes. Okay, awesome. Okay, who's next?
Terry Bryant, you want to go?
Terry? Is she here?
Can't hear you, sister. 1 second. I think she's
There,
still
can you hear me
muted.
now?
There you are, sunshine.
Yeah, we just had a team call, and Jessica on here just rocked leadership on it, by the way.
Awesome job, Jesse.
Yay!
Yeah,
That.
pretty awesome.
Okay. Okay, so do you want to tell your story, Miss Terry?
You know, it's so hard. It's kind of morphed. I actually put an "or" in there after I have been through some of your Zooms.
Okay.
Because I want to get to the pain point.
Okay.
So I
All
really,
right, so let's do this. Why don't we just start from scratch with you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just start from scratch with you. Okay, so so tell me about tell me how you would maybe tell your story, or tell me and I'll take some notes here.
yeah. I was a church office secretary sitting at my desk. My metabolism was dead. I had a sedentary job and I was storing fat. And I reconnected with my girlfriend from high school who got me started on these amazing products. And
Wait. Don't talk so fast. I'm from Texas and sometimes I hear slow. So
Jessica. Texas.
Okay, so Terry, so I need to know where you're from.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hood River, Oregon.
I have the most interesting Hood River. I've never heard of Hood River. I've never heard of Fertile. Would you say Hood River, Oregon?
Yeah, it's Columbia River Gorge.
Actually. Okay. Your background as a secretary?
Yes. Actually, I'm in sports marketing, but I was my church office administrator.
Okay.
When I started.
Okay. Okay. All right. Keep talking.
Okay. Do I continue with my story?
Yeah, I mean, just start right back from where you were, like physically painting let me hear like how you're feeling.
I was stuck. My metabolism was dead. I was storing fat in a sedentary job. I didn't work out. I needed a jump start. So my first 8 days, I lost 7 pounds and 7 inches.
Okay, stop for a minute. So let's talk about this. So you're telling me your metabolism is dead, you were storing fat, you're telling me the words, but you're really not telling me how you were feeling. So tell me okay, so let's connect with the audience on a little deeper level. In other words, okay, if I were, if you're telling me your metabolism was broke, that's people can connect with that, but how did that make you feel? You're storing fat. How did that make you feel? Like, maybe I had no energy. Maybe I felt depressed. Maybe I didn't like the way I looked in the mirror. Maybe I didn't feel good about myself anymore. Maybe I didn't like shopping for clothes. I hated, trying on clothes, and I was going up in sizes. I mean, so connect some dots for me, how that was impacting you. Emotionally or physically.
Then emotionally, because I was a God girl, I was comfortable with who I was. Both my grandmothers were chunky. So I just resigned to being a chunky grandma until I reconnected with my girlfriend from high school who had a picture of a lady older than me that got my attention.
Okay, so you were happy, you felt like you felt great, and
I had great energy. Yeah.
Okay.
52-year-old going through menopause.
Okay.
But what happened after that was the shock.
Okay, so then whenever you ran into what you opened your eyes to what you didn't know, so you ran into okay, so go ahead. This is good. Keep going.
Yeah, so what happened was the big deal for me is I didn't have to work out to get those 38 pounds and 22 inches off. I still was in a sedentary job. These products.
Okay,
shocked
pause. I'm sorry. Okay, so you ran into a girlfriend from a class reunion, or you just where did you just run
Facebook,
into her?
social media.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Cami Castronovo. She went to high school with me.
So you connected with her through Facebook, an old friend from high school or grade school or
Yep, high school.
high school. Okay. And so you saw she just shared. Did she share something with you, or
Just
you
a
had no
picture.
idea?
A
She just sent
testimony picture.
she sent you a picture.
It was on Facebook for all to see.
Okay. And she's your same age, and you were blown away by like how she was looking so much younger and more fit than you. Is that what you were?
The picture she posted was a lady who was probably 10 years older than me in that picture.
Mhm.
And she reshaped into an hourglass. And I did many things at my age.
Mhm.
So I reached out to her because I trusted her and said, what did that lady do? That's how
Okay.
it started.
Okay. So so then what happened? You reached out, you got started, and did you start on as a particular program? Or was it?
It was back then they didn't have the Ultimate. So I got the Ignite fat burning system, which was just 8 products then in 2012.
Okay. And do you remember do you have any takeaways from first day, first week?
Yeah, the energy the first day.
Okay.
My limp for my Achilles tendonitis stopped after a week. So pain, can't say that, but my heel limp went away. Surgery got canceled.
Okay, so shouldn't you talk about that in the beginning? Or was your heel, was that a bothersome to you? Was that,
I was limping. Yeah, it was a minor limp. It was an Achilles tendonitis, but you can't say that.
okay.
That's compliance.
Yeah.
But I can, my
You
hair
can say
loss.
you were limping.
Yeah, that's in my story that's posted.
Okay.
Okay, so I would put that up in the top, right?
Yeah, I said I was limping and my surgery got canceled. My doctor came on board.
Okay, so did you notice the pain? Did you stop limping in the first week? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Going through menopause, the shower drain, hair loss wasn't in big gobs anymore. I've got thick hair and no more hair loss.
Did you have a weight loss in the first week or the first few days of any kind?
The weight loss?
Yeah, the first week or?
7 pounds the first 8 days.
Hello, that's so amazing.
Yep,
That's awesome.
Yep.
7 pounds, 8 days. Okay. Yep. And when did you start when did you start noticing the hair changing in the first?
That week.
The same week?
The shower, yeah. Well,
Okay.
all those gobs I clean the shower every day. It's like, wait, I'm not pulling those out of the shower drain anymore. And then I don't need eyeglasses anymore either. My eyes got healthier. But you can't say that. You have to be careful how you say that.
Yeah. Okay, so what about the first 30 days weight loss?
Let's see, 14 pounds in 30 days.
No exercise.
No exercise for 6 months.
So did you cancel your surgery that first week?
I was contemplating doing a surgery with my doctor and I didn't even need to schedule it because my limp went away and the pain went away.
Okay. Okay. All right, keep talking.
Our immunity, both my husband and I, he hasn't been sick at all in 8 years, and I only had 3 colds in 8 years. Immunity is majorly boosted.
Okay, so we're going to stay away from that.
Stay away from the husband part.
No, not
Or
necessarily
immunity.
the husband part, but
Okay.
I mean, right now that's such a hot topic.
Yeah.
I just think we definitely stay away from that one.
Yeah.
Because I mean, here's what I want you guys to understand. Like right now, it's such a hot topic.
Yeah.
You do know that the FTC has artificial intelligence, that they do searches looking for keywords. And
Yeah.
so you need to stay away from immune system.
Okay.
I mean, for sure right now. I mean, that's why everybody's getting nailed. I mean, there was distributors, it was yesterday, I believe. They were putting hashtag coronavirus in their post.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is one of those, I mean, you know that, probably people you know, but I would keep those conversations in a one-on-one kind of setting. So you can include it in part of your story, like if you were talking to me, you know, and sharing about your husband and stuff like that. But in an open meeting forum like this, it's just not worth it. You've got too many other results to share that makes that's amazing. So, okay. Okay, so just, I mean, talk about your husband and how your husband takes the products because he saw your results. I mean, you could keep it like that. This is really simple. Okay. So anyway, keep going.
Yeah, for 6 months. So my husband was watching me, saw my body change, and realized this was more than a diet because he saw the change in me. And so he, because I had the food in the refrigerator, started grabbing what I was eating, took the supplements, and lost 40 pounds, his high school weight. And his arthritis pain went away, but I can't say that. His joint pain.
Yeah. So, okay. So how long did it take him to drop 40 pounds?
Let's see. So he started 6 months after me. He was in the back of our meetings with his arms folded. I'm never going to do that. How long it took him? So it took me 6 months for 38 pounds. So he was he's a guy. It's quicker.
Of course. It's not fair.
I'll say 4 months as Aaron's laughing.
Okay.
Guys.
Okay. So total you've dropped 38. So you dropped 38 pounds with no exercise.
78 pounds together.
Okay.
And
what about clothes sizes?
I would say three sizes. The best part is what happened with the opportunity.
Okay. Go ahead and tell that.
I was a sheltered girl. We only traveled to the coast and camping an hour from my house. And because of this company, they've afforded us to go to 24 states and 4 countries. But the best part is my little sister with cerebral palsy was in a care facility. She couldn't speak, and when she went to the hospital, I needed to advocate for her for 16 weeks. And I had to drive 2 hours to be with her. So I couldn't have done that in corporate America, or I'd have to take a leave of absence. My check did not miss a beat with Singular. That's my big story. My mom couldn't be at the hospital. I was with her for 16 weeks, and Singular kept going. That's my big aha.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I love that. Okay. So here we go. Is it Bryant? Is your last name Bryant?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Terry Bryant, and I'm from Hood River, Oregon. My background is I was secretary in sports administration, but I was an admin at our church. Before starting on these products, like I was limping and hobbling around. I was gaining weight. My metabolism had totally crashed. I was storing fat like crazy, going through menopause. But you know, I was happy. I just thought that's the way life was supposed to be at my age. Would you feel comfortable with that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Both my
So,
grandmas were chunky, so I figured I was going to be forever chunky.
okay. So you know, my metabolism crashed. I was storing fat. I was going through menopause, and you know, but I was happy. I just thought that that's the way life was. You know, after watching my mom and my grandmother be a little chunky, I just thought, well, it runs in the family. But then I ran into one of my high school friends on Facebook, and she had posted this picture of this lady that was 10 years older than me. I couldn't believe how this lady had reshaped, and I connected with my friend, and I immediately got started. I got started on this Ignite product that they have, and I couldn't believe the difference in the very first day in my energy. Within the first week, I was already stopped hobbling around. I stopped limping completely. I literally canceled a surgery that I was about to have just because of that and my heel, what I was experiencing with my heel alone. But in my first 8 days, I dropped 7 pounds. I couldn't believe it. I had no longer had puddles of hair, or I want to say puddles. I don't think that's a good word.
Gobs of hair.
I know I was no longer cleaning gobs of hair out of my shower drain. Within my first 30 days, I dropped 14 pounds with literally no exercise. My skeptical husband was watching me from afar, but after seeing me transform my body, he ended up skeptically getting started on this program and dropped 40 pounds in 4 months himself. So total for us, we've dropped 78 pounds together as a couple. But the best part for me is because of the products and what they've done. It's afforded me, we've never were able to go more than camping or to the beach. And the best part for me has been able to travel to 24 different states. I've traveled to 4 different countries, all as a result of the company paying for these trips and the results that people are getting using these products. But probably one of the best things for me is because I have a sister that has cerebral palsy, and she lives 2 hours away. And I was in a position to be her caretaker for 16 weeks. And if I would have been in a regular job that I had before, I would have had to have left my job, or I would have gotten fired. And so this company has afforded me that freedom and flexibility that I was able to take care of my sister in a time of need for my entire family. So I love this. I love this company. I love this product.
Bingo.
What do y'all think? Does that sound good? So I hope you guys are taking notes on the stuff that I'm doing with each person, because the idea is, like, as I'm telling, I want you to get into a habit of, whenever you're hearing somebody's story, that you can start grabbing some bullet points and some handles from their story, that you can in turn start practicing, that you could repeat their story. If you had to get off of an opportunity meeting or get off a conference call, that you could really be able to get on another phone call and share a couple of different stories that you just heard. So you can start adding those stories in your toolbox. I want you to think about having a story toolbox that you use that will address different things for different reasons, right? So whenever you run into, whenever you're at church and you run into one of your friends at church who works at the church office, you're going to think about Terry, right? Her background. You may run into somebody that's Terry's age, that's going through menopause, right? Or going through the change of life, that you could connect those dots to and share her story. You could connect her story to somebody who maybe has a family member that's disabled, that they're the caretaker of, right? So you understand what I'm saying, how I'm grasping little things that you could connect people and bring identification to and say, oh my gosh. So whatever, so whenever you're listening to people and whenever you're having conversations, whenever you start training your ear to listen for those trigger words, right? So you could very easily, whenever you are running into a construction worker, who would you think about? You would think about Aaron, right? So as we go through this, I want you to be thinking about that. And I want you to start training yourself, but I want you to start training your people to do the same thing, right? This is really, really, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like you're gonna start tuning your ears into the stories and stuff. It's gonna be amazing what your brain's gonna pick up on and what you're actually gonna hear. So do you feel really good with that, Terry? You feel good about?
I do. Thanks.
So do you think you can put that in words? Okay.
Are you gonna put that in there, or I got the recording? I can do it.
Well, because I actually used Aaron's story, so I was able to copy and paste and keep his words, so I was able to repost it. So why don't you take a stab at it? Okay. You tag me in it, and then I'll maybe, if I need to do a little sprinkles on it, then I'll do that.
Okay.
But then it'll be in there, but at least you have the framework of what it should look like. Okay. Great job. Good job. Okay, who's next?
Monica, you ready, sister? Oh, I know she's ready. She's been ready since she zoomed in tonight. Now we can hear you.
Hey,
There you are. Hello, hello, beautiful sister.
how are you?
Awesome.
All right, Taylor,
I'm ready.
go.
Me go?
I don't
want me
have it in front of me.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't have it in front of me.
Okay. Okay, let me get over here. Okay. I just saw you just a minute ago. There you are. Okay. Hi, my name is Monica. I'm an internal medicine nurse practitioner from St. Louis, Missouri. Go Cardinals. Before finding these products, I was the embodiment of self-hate. I literally told myself I was disgusting and unworthy. I'm 5'2" and I weighed 231 pounds. I had exhausted all options. Nothing worked long term. I know I'm not the only one who feels like it, but when it's you, it feels like it when it's you.
That's bizarre. I don't know what I was doing there.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna edit this while we go.
Yeah. Whoops.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take that out. Okay. I had actually finally considered weight loss surgery. So whenever you say weight loss surgery, you're going to talk about a tummy or a staple or weight loss surgery. What is that?
The bariatric surgery, which now we know doesn't work.
Okay.
So
my moods were lower than low. I could sleep entire weekends away. Everything hurt and I wasn't much of a wife anymore. Okay, so now we're going to break that up. Fortunately, I met a gal on Facebook who changed all of that, literally. She was sharing how these products changed her life and marriage. Man, I needed what she had. But I was sure, like everything else, it wouldn't work. So I sat on the sidelines where I deserved to be and saw transformation after transformation until one day I had the courage to ask her just how this could work so well for so many. Okay. That's really, really wordy, but so let me ask you a question. So you were just observing, you were just a fly on the wall watching all this. You hadn't really, so is it a group or were you just following her? Was she a friend of yours? Or
No, she has a results page.
okay.
And that's where I was following it.
Okay. 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 I decided to give my health, happiness, and well, my life another serious attempt. What happened next? What happened next still is incredible to this day. I went from a size 18-20 to a 12 in 30 days. My mood was jovial and uplifted. I regained my inner confidence and became lovable again. Oh, the self-hate and negative talk, that went away too. The opportunity has earned my husband and I a trip we would have never otherwise taken, an income. Well, I'm still shocked every time. The phone dings to alert me I've been paid. This has been the easiest and most fulfilling journey of my life. I'm forever a better person, fearless of each birthday. I want it for everyone. We all deserve to feel better, look better, and live better. Okay. Did you have any, do you want to talk about weight loss or do you just want to talk about size?
Oh, I can talk about weight loss.
Okay.
I lost 9.5 pounds and 12 inches in the first 8 days. Yeah.
Okay, like I don't understand why, again, like the one sentence that you could say and not say anything else, you didn't even say in here. I don't understand.
Okay.
Okay, so say that again. My first
8 days, I lost 9.5 pounds and 12 inches. I had to go bra shopping like 3 times in the first 3 months. Yeah, that sucked because it's bras aren't cheap.
Well, in my first 8 days, I lost, say that again.
9.5 pounds and 12 inches.
You had to bra shop, I had to buy, you say that again. Do you have any bras?
Yeah, I had to go bra shopping 3 times in like the first 5 months.
Okay, so I know that's like, let's talk about that for a minute. That's significant in inches, but I mean, like, as a woman, do we want to talk about like you're gonna lose? I mean, okay, guys.
Well, it's not. You don't have to put it in there, but when you talk about going from a size E, a 44, 42E to a 38 double D, I mean it's a big deal, but it probably won't resonate with more than half the population. So while I'm sharing it with you, it might only be something I would share in person to a female.
Yeah.
They're going to get it. Guys would be like, well, why would you ever want to lose your boobs? I mean, I get it,
I'm on your page right now. So I think that's significant, especially if you're talking to a woman who, obviously may be considering a breast reduction or, it's obviously you can see the indentations in her shoulder. I mean, that would be a great thing. So let's leave that right there. But I love the pounds. I love the 8 pounds in 9.5 pounds and 12 inches. No, I'm going to put it like this. So I lost 9 and 12 inches in my first 8 days. That sounds better. So I see that I mean, so you've earned, you've earned a trip, just one trip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was it a big trip? Was it an international trip? Was it a?
So we went to Sundance. Spent a weekend at Sundance.
So can you talk about how many customers you have, or did you get, when people started seeing you, I got, even did you maybe get customers in your first week or your first month because people were asking you what you were doing?
Yeah. So I was in the business the last 2 weeks of January. So within that last 2 weeks, I earned a little over $1,000 in commission. And within 4 months had secured my free trip to Sundance.
Okay. So would you feel comfortable, in my very first month, or, in my very first month, I made an extra $1,000?
Absolutely. Actually paid for my products and earned back as much as I had paid for my products. So I covered my products and then some. Shoot. What happened?
What?
Oh, it's my phone. Sorry, I'm still trying to operate a new phone. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to copy this in the, okay. So I'm going to go weight loss. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to say, would you say you were so desperate that you were considering weight loss surgery? I became so desperate?
Yeah, that's a good word. That's a good word. Trying to describe desperation instead of just saying it.
Okay. So there's a difference between could and would. So you say, I could sleep, or were you sleeping?
Oh, I was.
Okay. So,
Absolutely.
okay. So instead of I could, I would. So can I ask you a personal question? So was this, with you, when you making the statement about you being a wife, was it causing was it causing friction at home, or was that just your perception?
Oh,
You
I was difficult to deal with because I was so busy hating myself that I was also projecting that, I'm sure.
So, okay. So how does your husband feel about this? How does your husband feel about?
He's here. Do you want to ask him?
Of course.
He's an engineer and he will oversimplify it, but his words will be, well, if she's happy, I'm happy. Because that's just, he's an engineer and that's what he does.
You've heard me answer that question before.
Got it. Okay.
I think the process that Monica has gone through, and I've gone through as well, not as religiously. In fact, I just finished my third 8-day in 3 years. Had the same results pretty much every time, losing 7 to 10 pounds. So I've just not had to follow through with the anti-sugar. But Monica has benefited immensely from being involved with Singular. I just think in terms of playing on her nursing and medical training, she really gets a lot out of helping other people. She's benefited from it. I think you ended up losing a total of like 70 pounds. I've regressed a little bit, but we both lead a lot healthier lifestyle since she's been involved. And it's nice to have the supplemental income. We both have professional careers. The life-changing part's difficult to say with a straight face, but it's nice to have extra money in your pocket. And she's done well in the 3 years she's been here.
Got it. Okay.
So she's benefited in many ways, and I was a reluctant skeptic in the beginning, but I think I've been more supportive in the last year plus.
Okay, that's good. I love this. So I wanted to thank you for sharing that. Okay, so I want to say this has been the easiest and most fulfilling journey of my life. I'm forever a better person and fearless of each birthday. I want it for everyone. Okay, I might have to come back. Because there's still some thoughts in here, but I'm going to go ahead and put this in here because I wanted to say I became so desperate. I considered weight loss surgery. My moods were low and low. I would sleep entire weekends away. Everything hurt, and I wasn't much of a wife. Okay. Well, how much total did you say you lost?
70 pounds.
And how many sizes?
From an 18-20 to a 12, so 4. We won't even talk about how many bra sizes I changed. It's too many. I mean, not that I'm complaining.
Okay, so I put that in there. I've lost a total of 20 pounds, a total of 70 pounds. Okay. All right, so before finding these products, I was the embodiment of self-hate. I literally told myself I was disgusting and unworthy. I'm 5'2" and I weighed 231 pounds. I'm going to simplify some of this here. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to simplify some of this because it's kind of real wordy. So you guys pay, whenever we get off, because I don't want to take up any more time on this, I'm going to simplify it, bring it back down. I'm going to tag you in it. And then you say, yes, I would say that. Yes, that sounds like me, or no. And if we'll come back and keep tweaking it a little bit. Because I want to bring it back down to just real clean, where anybody could repeat your story, because it's too good not to repeat. Do you know what I'm saying? It's too good. It's really good. So bear with me. So I want to keep moving here to who's next. Thank you so much, Monica. This is awesome.
Jessica, Courtney, Bree.
Okay, let's do Jessica. Okay, Jessica, is it Jessica Michelle, right?
Yeah.
I did yours.
Yeah, you did mine already.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had you
I'm
on.
just on here. I'm just on here listening to your story.
Awesome. Okay, Bree, Courtney.
We can do mine.
Okay. Did you tag me in yours, Bree?
It's on the page.
Okay. Troy.
To answer your question, no, I didn't tag you in.
There you are. Okay. Okay. Copy. Here we go. And okay, my name is Brianna Raleigh Batterson. I grew up in Hood River. Oh, you guys are neighbors. Hood River, Oregon. And I currently live in Kelowna, Indiana, right?
Iowa. Kelowna, Iowa.
I always get the Indianas, the Iowas, it's really confusing. Do you guys get confused or just me?
The whole Midwest is kind of
yeah, they all kind of run together, right?
Yeah.
Before I started my health journey, my life revolved around when I was going to eat again. I would almost get panic attacks thinking about, what if I starve? This is an interesting story.
I would seriously, because I played softball in college, and when our coach would lay out our day, I would wait for him to finish, and I'd have my hand up. I'd be like, okay, so do I need to pack a lunch and a snack, or are you gonna feed us? Like that's how I was.
Very interesting.
So I was hyperglycemic, so I knew that I would if I didn't eat, I wasn't there. So I was also very, very self-conscious of that too, but it was overkill. I had plenty to reserve to last me for quite some time. So I have no reason to act that way.
Oh, that's fun. It's interesting. I was eating healthy foods, but way too much of them. I had no control over my portion sizes, and I never said no to food. I had so many sensitivities that controlled my mind and everything I did. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean, sensitivities?
So I don't know how to really say this, but I was so sensitive where I couldn't even have a donut without getting super, super sick to my stomach. I couldn't have overly sugary foods. I couldn't have red dye number 5. There was so many random things that I had to check on every single label that I couldn't have. So if the red dyes were some of the worst. So that's some of the sensitivities. And then it took over my mind because I was constantly having to look at everything to make sure that I could eat it and still be okay.
So are you okay with saying food allergies, or?
I don't know if I would call them, they're just sensitivities. It definitely wasn't an allergy by any means.
in the functional medicine world, that's probably what they would call it. But I'll say food.
Okay, okay.
I'll say food sensitivities, because whenever you say sensitivities, I don't, as an average, I don't know what that means, right? I don't know. So, but but what would happen whenever you would feel sick, you would feel headache, you would feel.
I would get really nauseous, and my stomach would almost start cramping up.
Okay.
And it would either be I would have IBS from one spectrum to the other.
Okay. Okay. Would it be nauseated or nauseous? What do you think? It's the ending of the sentence. Is it nauseated? Nauseated.
That I don't know. I'm not good with that kind of stuff.
What's the sentence again?
I'm trying to word it that I had so many food sensitivities that I was constantly nauseated.
Nauseous.
Nauseous.
Yeah.
Okay. My friend had reached out to me and told me her story. She had lost weight and didn't exercise once. I remember thinking, if she can feel better and have more energy and lose weight while sitting in her car, I could do this too. I was tired of feeling self-conscious, always being the big girl and busting my butt during workouts and not seeing any results. Okay, so this sentence needs to go in the front of before. So you need to say, I was tired and self-conscious. Copy. Before I started my whole journey, I was going to eat again. For healthy foods. I had no control over portion size. I had no food. So let me ask you a question. Were you looking for something whenever your friend reached out to you? Were you looking, or were you just in a
I was 6 months. My first son was 6 months old at the time. So I was going through the postpartum, wanting to lose the rest of my baby weight, but always being one of the bigger girls. I mean, I've always been super, super strong. So I've been able to write off of how strong I am.
Mhm.
But I wanted to feel better. I was tired of feeling like I did all of the research on everything, and I was eating all the healthy foods. Like, before you work out, and you should have breakfast with oatmeal. Well, my body just doesn't like oatmeal. And so now, with learning how to listen to my body through using all of the Singular products and just being healthy to start, I'm now more aware of how my body feels with everything that I put into it. So no, to answer your question, no, I wasn't looking for anything at that certain time, but I definitely wanted to feel better after having my son.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I did. So, and we can still tweak this out a little bit, but before I started my health journey, my life revolved around what I was going to eat again. I would almost get panic attacks thinking, what if I starve? I was eating healthy foods, but way too much of them. I had no control over my portion size, and I never said no to food. I had so many food sensitivities that constantly made me feel nauseous. After having a baby, I was tired of feeling self-conscious, always being the big girl, and busting my butt during workouts and not seeing results. My friend had reached out to me and told me about her story. She told me she lost weight and didn't exercise once. I remember thinking, if she can feel better and have more energy and lose weight while sitting in her car, I could do this too. I started my jump start. I lost 8 pounds and 13 inches in 8 days. I had energy. I wasn't worried about when I could eat again. I knew I would be just fine. My mood was drastically improved. I started killing my workouts, and my sense of accomplishment and self-worth was at an all-time high. Mm. Okay, so what was your total weight loss?
My total weight loss is 30, 35, 40 pounds.
35 or 40?
I don't know. Depends. I never really stepped on a scale when I was super big.
Okay, what about sizes?
Uh, I was in college, so I was wearing stuff that was entirely too small anyhow. The same, I can still fit into the same pants, but they now fit, they're not like suffocating my thighs.
Okay. Okay, so
Sorry, I'm not making your job any easier.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Wait, because the way you have and so this is what I'm looking at, guys. So her last her last paragraph here, it says, flash forward to today. I have 2 wonderful children, an amazing husband, all the energy, self-worth, drive I love. I can imagine. I keep my weight off, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life. So
How about I'm
That
back
to me
into
is
my,
my,
how about I'm back into my college jeans?
I'm smaller than I was in college.
Okay.
So I'm trying to change. I'm trying to. My worth is at all-time high. I'm now smaller. Okay.
I'm the smallest I've ever been. And this is, so the flash forward is kind of like the best part for me is like after having 2 kids, getting married, I now have all of the energy, self-worth, the drive that I could have ever imagined I would ever want. And that's after having kids, after like being later in life where I would have imagined having that kind of feeling before having kids.
Okay. Do you do the business?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can you tell me a little bit about that?
I started right as soon as I did my first 8-day. I started with the business a little bit. It wasn't the right timing for me. I was naive to know what Zingular could possibly do. And then Jess, who is my direct upline, she contacted me at the beginning of this year and was like, "Hey, Bree, what are your thoughts? Yada, yada, yada." And I was like, "Well, you know what? I'll just start talking." And so because I've always been very self-conscious this year, I've done a lot of self-growth, and it's more of, and Terry and Jess and I have had the conversation too. Like, I'm finally now feeling comfortable saying I didn't do this on my own. I used these health and wellness products to help me get to where I am today. So I basically started up with the business in February. So it's kind of new, but I've been using these products for over 5 years.
Okay. So what happened with you in February? Um, did you get 5 customers? Did you get 10 customers? Did you get?
No, I started slow. I had 2 gals that I worked out with, and I started them with one of our products for energy, and it's something that I take every single day, especially before a workout. And then and that was February, and then March last month I finally decided to start really talking and reaching out to people, and I had my best month. I have a distributor under me who now has a distributor under her, and I would have never imagined having a month like I had last month.
Okay. How much money did you make?
I haven't even checked, but the last I checked, it was close, it was like right around $1,000 or so.
Okay. So here's how you package this one. So now you would say, in my second month in the business, I made an extra $1,000. See, because all of that other stuff is irrelevant. Because truly, whenever you decided to do the business, I mean, is that a true statement?
Yeah, it is.
So so they don't need to know all of that stuff, or you decided, or and that's not necessary to say. So you say, my second month in the business, I made an extra $1,000. Right? I mean, who wouldn't want it? You could recruit anybody with that story.
Right.
Does that make sense to you? That's exciting. Like, oh my God, we got to put that. Okay, messenger. Okay. Okay, and because of my results and these amazing products, I made the amazing products. My second month in the business, I made an extra $1,000. Okay, here we go. We're going to put this. Copy. Okay, we're going to put this here. Okay, so this is what I did. Okay, I'm going to pick it up. I started my jump start. I lost 8 pounds and 13 inches in 8 days. I had energy. I wasn't worried about when I could eat again, and I knew I'd be fine. My mood was drastically improved. I started killing my workouts, and my sense of accomplishment and self-worth was all-time high. I now have 2 wonderful children, an amazing husband, and all the energy, self-worth, and drive and love I could ever imagine. I kept my weight off, and not only am I the healthiest, but I'm the smallest I've ever been in my life. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
And because of these results and these amazing products, my second month in the business, I made an extra $1,000. Cha-ching! Okay, I'm going to clean up a couple of more things in there because it's a little wordy. I'm going to clean up a couple more things, but then I'll post it in the group for you, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Taylor.
Yay! I love it. Love, love, love it. And so whenever I do, just make sure you respond back like you like it, or if that's, after I change, I'm going to just clean up just a little bit there. Okay. I want to make sure we get to everybody. Mr. Troy, too. You're the last one, aren't you, Troy? I can't hear you.
Courtney, I'm sorry. I had myself muted out. The dog was barking.
Oh, okay. Courtney. Courtney.
She's the one holding the little baby, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm home alone, so I have both the kids.
Wow, you are stunning.
Thanks. I did my makeup before this.
Wow.
You didn't want to see what I looked like prior. I haven't showered today.
Wow, I started to say, well, I mean, whenever I was a stay-at-home mom, I certainly didn't look like that. I can tell you that one for sure.
I literally did my makeup just so I could get on the Zoom.
Well, okay. Well, and look at me. I'm like, oh, just, this is.
Dry shampoo is my friend.
Yes, I love that. Okay, why can I not see this? Come on. Courtney, I know I saw you. Wait, no, that you did a live. No, that's a live. Okay. No, that's Cindy. Courtney Renee. that you?
Yeah, Courtney. Yeah,
Okay. Here we go.
you can just say Van too for my last name.
Okay.
Just a lot of people don't know how to pronounce it, so sometimes it's just easier to say Van.
Yeah, well, I think I've butchered almost every town and thing over here. Okay. Oh, you guys are all from the same Hood River country. Okay. Hi, y'all. My name is Courtney Van Ecklenberg.
Yeah.
Hey. Great. And I'm from Hood River, Oregon. What's your background? When you say a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah.
And how many, you have 2 kids, right? 2 under 2?
Yeah.
Listen, do you know how many moms would identify with this piece right here? So this is, you got to put all those little pieces in there because you want to connect with people.
I think I did. I just don't think I did it right in the beginning.
Okay.
And I realized that there's a lot of things that I feel I would have taken out at the end, or there were things in the middle I would have moved to the top.
Okay. All right, so we'll just read through this. Almost 2 years ago, I had my first baby, surprisingly bounced back to pre-baby bod almost instantly. So weight-wise, I didn't have anything to lose. My headspace was a different story. I would wake up, sleep in, and dread what I was going to do with my day. Eating didn't sound good. Brushing my hair seemed too much when I already knew in 2 days I was going to be crying over it being in dreads. My husband got out of the military and we thought that it was our fresh start. Things changed fast. I was struggling being a first-time mom, and now my rock was crumbling on top of it. So let's fast forward to an emotional roller coaster of being a new mom, adjusting to a civilian life and putting my issues behind, doing whatever I needed to do and keeping my family afloat. Okay, so we've got, I mean, like, there's a lot going, we've got to like pare down. So, I mean, are you trying to say like you were having postpartum depression?
Yeah, but I just
Without
don't know
saying
if we can, yeah, I just don't know if we can come out and say that like I had
Why don't you just say baby blues?
Okay. That works. Yeah, so I was just trying to like come up with stuff that like I personally was going through at that time that would have like, I don't know, made it seem or sound as if it was postpartum.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, so but just say, you know, it's a lot, and I can tell like you're going around this big mountain to say something really simple that we can bring it down. It's almost like like you're making this big paragraph to try to avoid to say this word depression, right? That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. So let's finish 2 years ago. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. We're not going to do that. You're just going to tell me your story, and because I'm not going to do that. So, so you're a mom of 2, and before you started on these products, what was happening with you?
I was being, I don't know.
You had baby blues.
Yeah, I had baby blues. I didn't necessarily have the weight to lose at the time. My husband was just getting out of the Marine Corps, so we were adjusting to civilian life. This is where things kind of get tricky for me because I ended up having to basically be almost the man of the house. When we got out, my husband got admitted to a psych ward for PTSD and I guess like tried committing suicide. So I was just trying to word stuff in the sense that like I had to basically take over. Like I was dealing with postpartum depression or baby blues. And then I had to take on the role of being like, Berkeley, stop. Take on the role of being, I don't know, the only supporter, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, the breadwinner.
Yeah, the breadwinner. Stop it, please. Go watch your show. Yeah. And then about 10 months later, after having my first, I woke up to another pregnancy test positive, and that obviously was not good timing. Will you please go? That obviously was not good timing because I had my husband in a psych ward and was trying to figure out my own stuff. So I ended up having 2 under 2. I knew I did not want to feel or go through what I went through that past year. My parents had been on the products and a part of Zingular for the last 7 years. So I've always known about the products and I've taken them here and there, but I never was serious about it. So when I had my second baby,
Were your parents just
sections, and
was your parents, were they custom?
No, they do the business. They do the business as well.
Okay.
And then when I had my second baby, that was my second cesarean. And I mean, I don't really know how to add this in because to me it seems kind of important, but maybe it's not, because when you've had 2 cesareans, you get this thing called, I don't even know how to pronounce the word, abdominis recti, where it's like your core doesn't, or your muscles don't, like, they're completely separated.
Yeah.
So I was struggling with that. So I don't know if that would be something to add in there or if you could. So the second time I had like a bulge and I couldn't, it didn't matter what I did. I couldn't get rid of it. And I tried just doing a very healthy diet. I tried going to the gym once I got cleared. And finally I just said, okay, you know what? It's my selfish year. It's my time. Like, I've had the worst year of my life. I need to get my stuff together. I wanted to find my purpose again, other than just being, I mean, the person that's putting the pieces back together. Okay. And so my first 8 days, I lost 5 pounds and 12.5 inches overall.
Wait. Your first 8 days, what?
I lost 5 pounds.
Okay.
And 12.5 inches overall.
Uh-huh.
I was able to wake up with my 3-month-old newborn all throughout the night, but still be able to get up in the morning and take care of my almost 2-year-old.
Okay.
I just had, like, I had my confidence back. I was motivated again. I just felt like I had a purpose.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, in 2 weeks, I made $800. So as a stay-at-home mom and not making any money, that was a stress relief for sure.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think back of like what I wrote and try to piece everything together.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What was the impact of that $800? Did you buy food? Did you have, because that is going to matter to somebody. They're going to hear that and go, wow.
I mean, sorry.
It's okay. We're pouring love on you, girl. You go, girl. I love it.
Just going from the worst year of my life, thinking, I mean, I thought I was going to lose my husband when he was in the military. He was infantry. So thinking he's going to get out and it's going to be a new start. And then I thought I was going to lose my husband. I thought I was going to be a single mom. That didn't work. I mean, I didn't have my own car. It's like that $800 I'm able to pay the car, buy diapers and not have to look at our account. And I mean, anybody that has kids know that 2 sets of diapers is expensive. Formula. So just being able to go to the store and buy my kids formula, diapers, not having to look at the account, and just, I don't know.
Okay.
That's the story.
Okay, so I got you, girl, on this one. Okay, so I don't even know what you said and all that stuff, and I don't care because this is the real story right here, if you ask me. So since I can't remember how to say that other word, I'm just going to say Courtney Van. And hi, my name is Courtney Van, and I'm from Hood River, Oregon. I am a stay-at-home mom of 2 under 2. But before I started on these products, I'd gone through the worst year of my life. I had a baby. My husband was in the military. He was infantry. He was, I was in constant fear of, being a single mom and him not being able to come home to me. And so I had the baby and thinking that life was going to be good. He came home and was diagnosed with PTSD and was hospitalized. Now I'm a single mom, the sole breadwinner, and I found myself pregnant again. So now I'm not only a single mom of 1, now I'm going to be a single mom of 2. So the stress that took place of that was unbelievable. After going through my second pregnancy and having a cesarean with both of them, I had what they call I'm going to call it the cesarean bulge. That would probably, most women would know what that is. So it didn't matter what I did or what I tried, nothing healthy eating, dieting was not getting rid of that. So I had watched my parents from afar, that they had been in this business, they had taken this product, and I'd watched them from afar, and I decided, maybe this would be the thing that could change my life. So I did what I don't know and what I need to know before I move forward with this. Did you start on the products because you wanted to have results, or were you starting it because you thought this may be a way for you to make money?
Both.
Okay. All right. Because you had watched your parents have success, not only with the products, but with the business. And you thought that, wow, if they could do this, maybe this is something that you could do from home. Maybe this was a way for you to make extra money and be a single mom of 2 while, and take care of your family. And you got on the products, in your first 8 days, you lost 5 pounds and 12 inches in your first 8 days. You felt great. Your energy was through the roof, even after being up through the night and being able to get up and take care of my 2-year-old during the day. My confidence had increased. I was motivated. I felt like I finally had a purpose again. But what the best part for me is that in my first 2 weeks of doing this business, I made an extra $800. And for a mom like me, who didn't have a car, I didn't have a way to even buy diapers or formula. It's been a complete game changer. I'm now able to go buy diapers, buy formula, buy the things that I need for my children, and not have to worry about checking, that I'm going to be overdrawn. And so I know that if a mom like me can do this, I know anybody can. That would be the general gist of how I would say it. Obviously we can still tighten it up.
Yeah.
But that would be the overall, like, instead of going back and forth, I would keep everything about, your first year having the baby, bringing your husband home, this tragedy happens, now you're depressed, now you're finding yourself pregnant again. So if you want, and you can even tweak it out even more, but I want you to think about it almost like sequentially, and think about it in those bullet points, almost, because as you were talking, I'm literally writing out the bullet points sequentially and how it happened. And keep in mind, when you write your story out, it's very hard to do because it's not necessarily how you would talk, right? It's not necessarily how you would talk. So if you think sequentially and you think about that process, and you thought, because this is a pivotal moment, because you had watched your parents from afar. right? You watch like
Mhm.
maybe this could, maybe this. Had they talked to you about doing the business part before?
Yeah, like I dabbled into it when I was like 18, like their first or second year, but I was 18 and didn't. I mean, I
Yeah.
took the products off and on, but I didn't think that that was even relevant just because it was, I mean, I'm 25 now. It was so many years ago.
So you could really bring that
So I
into
always
your.
like knew about it.
So you could bring that into your story too. You know, you'd watched your parents and you'd even taken the products. You knew the product worked, but you know, you were 18, but you know, the hand you've been dealt, that you, now the circumstances were different, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, maybe I know these products work. What if they worked for me? And what if I could make a business like they do? You know,
Yeah.
almost like you're saying to yourself, but you're telling it in your story. You're saying what you were thinking in your mind, and that's what drove you to take the step and say, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
And because you got on the product, because you had this result, and because you were able to take that story and share it with people that you knew, that story right there, you were able to make $800 in your first 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're communicating. Because the essence of your story, all of those things are relevant. All of those things are amazing. But really where your story is the $800 in 2 weeks. You know, mom under two, basically, I mean, yeah, you're married, but you're acting as a single mom. You know, you're military wife, single mom. Is your husband still hospitalized?
No, he got out. Now he's just on, well, he's off of medication now, but basically for the last year, he didn't work because it was like every other day doctor's appointments. If it wasn't to this psychologist, it was to this therapist. And so I had the kids throughout the day and then would go to work at night.
Okay. So does this help like talking this through? I mean, it's hard, and it's harder to write it out. It's harder for you to write it out, but putting it in this format, we could, why don't you?
No, it definitely makes sense. I just like, that's where I was really struggling with, kind of like where you were talking about going around like a mountain, like about like the postpartum. And then it was like having to go around certain things, but not actually saying those things.
Yeah.
Like for example, I don't know if my husband would want me to put out there to the public that he was hospitalized and like attempted to commit suicide. So that's where I really struggled, because to me that was a big thing, but I don't know how to.
So I mean, that's going to have to be, I mean, first of all, I don't know. It's not, I mean, I don't think that's necessary to say that he was suicidal. I mean,
yeah.
You know, you can, I mean, and this is going to have to be between you and him, right?
Yeah.
You know, that if he says, are you okay with me saying you had to be hospitalized from PTSD, or, you know, like he came home and he still, you know, because of being in infantry, he still wasn't available to me. I mean,
yeah, right? Kind of elsewhere.
You know, he still wasn't emotionally available. I mean, he was home, but he wasn't emotionally available to me. I was out here on the limb. So you could say those things without saying that, and breaching that confidence. And so that's got to be a conversation that you have to do. But I think you could say it just as simple as that. You know, military wives would probably understand that just right there. He was home physically, but he wasn't with me emotionally.
Or emotionally, yeah.
I'm still single mom. I mean, I'm married, but I'm the caretaker. I'm the breadwinner. I'm everything.
Yeah.
You know, running the household. I had all the responsibilities and juggling kids and all the hats that mom wear anyway, plus being the breadwinner on top of it.
Yeah.
Right? So you could say it like that. Does that help?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Okay. So does that help you guys, just talking through that too, and like how to go around those things? And so if you don't mind, and I mean, if you don't mind, maybe just re-up that and tag me in it. You know, how you feel, you word it how you want to word it, and then tag me in it again, and we'll get that real clean, real concise.
Yeah, I'll rewatch this and then just bullet point everything and reword it.
Okay.
Courtney, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I wrote another story about my journey after pregnancy, because I also got like severe postpartum depression. But I couldn't say that. So I had another story that I wrote on my page the other day. And what I wrote was, I had, because baby blues is like happens for like 2 weeks, and anything after 2 weeks, my doctor was like, if it happens after 2 weeks, it's not baby blues anymore. It's postpartum depression. So what I wrote was, I was about to embark on 2 weeks of baby blues that would soon turn into a severe case of sadness. And everyone in my comments knew exactly what that meant. Everyone's like, oh my God, girl, I had, postpartum depression also. I never said the word depression. I never said postpartum, but they knew that when I said my baby blues turned into severe sadness, it like everybody was like messaging me. And so maybe that's something that you could say.
That's good. That's good. And especially since you've already done it, Jessica, that's good. I mean, I always thought baby blue, I honestly, I had no idea that there was a line in the sand of baby blues versus postpartum. I had no idea. So.
Well, it's one of those things that I didn't even think or knew that I had it at that time, just because, I don't know, whatever. And then now I fast forward to how I felt after like the second baby, and it was like, okay, whatever was going on almost 2 years ago was completely different than now.
Yeah. So anyway, you're a rock star, girl.
Thank you for the help.
Yeah, no, it's
I need a lot of it.
Good. That's a great story. You gotta take that one to the bank, man. Literally take that one to the bank. And guys, like, you need to talk about my friend Courtney in her first 2 weeks. Like, that story right there. Whoa. Seriously. Okay, Troy, you're up. So we have to GPS Troy, you guys. He's not perfect. Can you believe it? I don't believe it.
Hey, shh, his wife might hear.
Okay. So Troy. So, my name is Troy Alexander, and I'm from Peoria, Illinois. Go Bears! I married my high school sweetheart, and we've been blessed with 7 children and 7 grandchildren. For 23 years, I was a financial advisor and a partner in a firm. I loved helping clients and plan their financial future. So if you're sharing this story, like on the, in a group setting, I would keep it to, I'm Troy Alexander of Peoria, Illinois. I'm blessed to have married my high school sweetheart with 7 children and 7 grandchildren. And my background was a financial advisor for 23 years.
Okay.
Just boom. Okay.
Okay.
So this is where I was talking about, so you've already put your line in the sand. So you said in January of 2000, I was introduced to by a great friend. So, but why did they introduce you? Did somebody just present the business opportunity to you, or had you reached out, or were you looking for? Were you trying to find some products, or? So I'm just talking to you. So let me read through the story, and then I'll critique it. Okay. So in January 2020, I was introduced to Singular by a great friend who was a bodybuilder and owned a couple of health food stores. At the time, I was concerned about improving my health and mental and physical energy and wanted to lose a few extra pounds. But most importantly, I was interested and having a much better quality sleep. I was burnt out in my profession. I was searching for another opportunity to provide for our family because of the financial fallout in 2008. With all this in mind, I began the Ignite Fat Burn system. Within 3 days, my energy and sleep improved dramatically. In my first 8 days, I lost 12 pounds. Within 90 days, I transformed my body by losing 22 pounds, 4 inches from my waistline. On December 27, 2016, I hit my high school graduation weight, and the best part for me is I take 0 prescription medications. We have been blessed with an incredible team. Now we're knocking on the door, earning our second $1 million of income. Building teams of leaders would inspire and empower thousands of lives to experience vibrant health, financial freedom, and opportunity to create amazing lifestyles for members of our team. Okay. Okay. So this needs to go. I was burnout. This is going to, I'm going to move that one. I was burnout. Because now you're telling how you feel, how you were feeling. Come on. Slipped. Here we go. I was burnout and the fallout of 2008. So we're going to move that one up. And right after you say, I'm 23 years in the profession.
Mhm.
Okay. So, we're going to say, whenever you say, I was concerned about improving my mental health, what does that mean? Because you were struggling because of.
It was my focus, my clarity.
Okay, so were you stressed out? Because if you had a financial fallout, were you stressed out? Is that what the mental?
No, I wasn't really stressed out. I was just burned out.
Okay.
You know, the financial model, you know, it made it a lot harder to earn the money that I was used to earning.
Okay, so now say that again.
Well, when the financial crisis hit in 2008, the financial markets collapsed, you know, and we ran into that period of time for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
All the brokerage firms changed how they paid out to their brokers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it expenses, things that we were given before, now we got to pay $1,000 for this, we got to pay $2,000 for that. The commission structure dropped, so it was harder. You know, you're going to have to bring in a lot more assets to make the same amount of money. And that's when I think I was just at the point where, you know, I was burned out. And actually, I was burned out more than anything because of compliance. And I never had a compliance issue in my whole career.
Okay.
You know, and I've been a student of this. You know, I've been a student of the profession.
Yeah.
Of network marketing since 1982, 83. And, you know, I was attracted into the financial world, not because I wanted to sell insurance and mutual funds and all that stuff. I was attracted into it because of the network marketing aspect of it.
Okay.
I don't know if that's necessary.
Okay. What I'm trying to do is paint a picture of what your physical, emotional state of mind, how you were feeling physically, mentally, all of those things before you got on this product. So I'm looking at your sentence where it says, I was concerned about improving my mental health, my mental and physical energy, my mental. So I mean, everything that you described to me sounded stressed out.
I think
So,
the mental part was the focus and the clarity. You know, I was just,
okay. Okay, I'm gonna put words in your mouth now.
my mood,
Hmm.
you know, I guess maybe it was stress.
I'm putting stress.
Okay.
Everybody underwork and everybody understands stress. And if you went through the financial fallout, everybody in their right mind would go, gosh, I bet that guy was stressed out.
There'd be some days I'd come home and the dog would be looking in the window, and when I got in the house, he was hiding. It's true. It's true. See, not being a complainer, not being a whiner, not being negative, always trying to be optimistic, and see everything on the half cup's always half full. But mentally, it was my energy, my mental energy, wore out, stressed out, burned out. And then when the income starts to drop, it's like, that's when I took a look at this, and some people thought I had a midlife crisis, but I completely walked away from something I had done for 23 years because I saw what the vision and captured the vision of the company and what we had. Hopefully, you know, potentially, possibly.
Okay, so I was burnout in a profession, searching for another opportunity to provide for my family because of the financial fallout of 2008. I had lost focus and was totally stressed. With that came weight gain. I had no energy and not sleeping at night.
That's it. That's accurate.
Does that
Yep.
does that sum it up? Okay. Okay, so now your friend, so I'm not gonna, so see, this is where I was talking about dating it. I don't want to put January of 2010 because now we're dating it.
Okay.
So I was introduced to this product. Was it the product or the opportunity?
Initially, for me, Taylor, it was the business. It was the opportunity.
Okay, perfect. Because it goes well because you were searching for another opportunity.
Correct.
So how did he introduce? Did he just reach out to you? Was it on?
He had reached out to me because, you know, we had been friends for several years. You know, he had a health food store, owned a couple health food stores, was a bodybuilder. You know, he had success in BodyWise back in the days. And it was the business. You know, I mean, I've been a student of this industry and have believed it's an industry for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and obviously with the mental, the physical, the stress, you know, wanted to lose a few pounds, you know, was excited about using the products,
Mm-hmm.
was blown away my first 8 days, lost 12 pounds, energy went through the roof, more mental focus, clarity, slept like a baby, still sleep like a baby, waking up feeling like $1,000,000.
You knew him before? You were a friend from previous network marketing or?
Back from high school.
Okay.
And after the 8 days, 12 pounds. Within 90 days, I had lost 22 pounds, 4 inches off my waist. I didn't put it in there because I don't have the documentation anymore. There was a document, I have no idea where it's at. But after those first few months when I had lost that 22 pounds and 4 inches, my cholesterol had dropped 100 points.
Holy cow.
But I don't have the medical documentation from when that was done. So I've just kind of like pulled that back out of the story.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. You say he was a bodybuilder and owned a couple of health food stores. Why is that significant? Why is that important to you for this story?
It's not.
Okay, I'm just wondering because
I think maybe it was for more validation, for more credibility, piggybacking off of his story.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I've kind of kept that there over the years.
Okay.
He was more knowledgeable than me, probably, maybe, possibly, perhaps.
Okay.
I think it was the credibility and the validation, edification. And it's been in there for 10 years.
Well, the reason I'm hesitant about it, and I'll share with you, and we can debate this. And you guys, these are all learning, teaching conversations here. So I'm trying to think, is it add to the story or does it take away from the story? So, and I'm not saying either one. I'm not tied to either one, but I want to talk this through.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying, because he was a bodybuilder and he owned a couple of health food stores, okay, so are you saying that unless my sponsor is a bodybuilder and a health food store, then I may not have success? Or are you saying, so you have to be a bodybuilder and have a health food store to have success to recruit people like Troy? I don't know. I mean, are you tracking with me?
Yeah, it's as you explain it the way it's not needed.
Okay.
It's not needed.
Okay. Okay, so
I think I used his credibility at the beginning because I didn't have any.
So let's talk about credibility. The credibility is the story.
Right.
So all you needed to do was have his story, meaning what results he had with the product and what results he had with the opportunity. It didn't matter that he could have been Joe Tow Truck.
Right.
And if he had great results with the product and he was doing he was showing you how to make an opportunity, you probably still would have been open, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying okay. 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 So he to share the business opportunity, reached out to share the business opportunity. Okay. I immediately got started on the Ignite Fat Burning System. Within 3 days, my energy and sleep improved dramatically. In my first 8 days, I lost 12 pounds. Within 90 days, I transformed my body by losing 22 pounds and 4 inches from my waistline. Now, so you're dating your story again.
Okay.
On December 2017, I hit my high school graduation weight. So you lost by transfer of 22 and within 90 days. Okay. So how long did it take you to get to your graduation weight? You did the first.
6 years.
Okay.
Roughly.
Okay. So that's the best part for you.
Well, I think that by far for me, yeah, the getting a high school weight, but for me, the biggest win I feel is that, and even still today, I don't take any medicine.
Right. So, but hang on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the best part for me is I'm now down to my high school weight and I take 0 prescription medications.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, we have been blessed with an incredible team, and we're knocking on the door of earning our second $1 million of income, building teams of leaders that would inspire and empower thousands of lives to experience vibrant health, financial freedom, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so who are you talking to?
Who am I talking to?
Yeah, who do you want this to connect with?
Fathers, financial providers, business people,
Okay.
entrepreneurs. Am I getting close?
Well, I thought we were talking to the gig economy.
Oh. Okay.
So
No.
because I mean, as much as I applaud the success without question, you know, if you were gonna say this on in an opportunity meeting, you're probably not going to connect to too many people. And I'll share this with you because, I mean, you're in like, you know, just because we were on the mastermind, like you heard Angel, right?
Right.
Talking. So, and I don't know if you know who she is. So, I mean, she makes 6 figures a month. And she never talks about more than what she made last week with new customers. And so I think there's some, I think there's some GPSing to, because I know you want to connect with business people, or, you know, I just don't want to shoot the cannon at the rabbit.
Right. So most of that last paragraph is not a whole lot of meat and potatoes.
A lot of everything that you're saying is like, I feel like you're selling me.
Okay.
And it's like fluffy, and I mean, you might as well be Charlie Brown talking to me.
Okay.
I mean, and I don't mean that disrespectfully in any way.
No. I appreciate it very much.
Because I want you to be able to be used. So we need to position you in a way that your team can use you, and because first of all, your team is probably telling the story anyway. Personally, oh, do you know Troy? I mean, like, they're probably saying those kind of things anyway.
Mhm.
But for you to say it, I don't think it's necessary. I
Okay.
think if, I mean, and you know, I built amazing multi six-figure businesses, and I never told more than my first month's story, ever.
Mhm.
I mean, I made $2,400 my very first month. I mean, like, I just wanted to make 800. I made 2,400. Like, I mean, even Courtney, if she never told anything else than what she made her first 2 weeks in the business, would score every time. So I would bring it back down to what you know, because of this story, because of my results that I had using these products, you know, my very first month, I made more money. I made more money than I did as a financial consultant for 23 years. So you could say that, like, you could say, I make more, you know, I make more money than I did at the height of my 23 years as a financial advisor. So now it's a little, you're painting a picture, but it's not like people are going, that's pretty, that must be pretty big, right?
Right.
So, and plus the fact you're really protecting yourself from income disclaimers, which
Right.
is a big thing right now. You do realize that we've had, I mean, that was why 10 companies were called on the carpet. We've got to protect that.
Well, it's interesting that you just said that because I think it was after this. I'm pretty sure it was after this, somewhere where I had basically shared most of the same stuff here with the story, is I had taken out the second million and just actually I had reached the rank of gold executive.
Right.
So that's not,
So,
but
and your people will know what gold executive is, but if you're on an opportunity call or whatever, they're like, what the heck is gold executive? So we always on calls like this, we always want to stay away from network marketing terminology.
Right.
Ranks and all that they're like, they don't know and they don't care. We have to talk a language that they will understand and that they can connect with. So what I'm saying is like, okay, do you remember what you did your first month? Do you remember how, you know, my first week, maybe you got 10 new customers, maybe, you know, because whenever we do the opportunity meetings, we're going to be talking about, you know, they told me if I could just get one customer a week, you know, by the end of the year, I'd be positioned to make an extra $1,000 to $1,500 a month, right? So if we're painting that kind of picture and we're equating customers equal X dollars and they're doing the calculations in their brain, right? They'll go, oh, that's cool, right? That's money.
I mean, actually, I remember the number because it was 22 people, you know, customers signed up in the first month.
Perfect. So if you say that, and I don't know if you want to put a dollar amount to it. I did this my first month. I got 22 customers my very first month.
Yeah.
You know, and especially, and that's such a great story, especially if we're going to be using that framework of a customer a week, and you're saying you got 22 in 1 month. That's almost a customer a day.
Right.
That's huge.
Instead of touching on a rank or a income, would it make sense to tie in, you know, have helped, I don't know the exact number, but have helped a lot of people earn an additional $500 to $1,500 a month? Is that something that we can tie into that?
Yeah, because you can say, you know, I mean, I'll just throw some stuff at, you know, I'm so excited, you know, for me, the fall of 2008, I thought was the worst thing that could have ever happened. But if it wouldn't have been for that, I wouldn't have been led to what I get to do now. You
Okay.
know, my very first month, you know, I got 22 new customers started on this program. I mean, whatever, if you want to put a number to it, you don't have to. You
Mhm.
know, I've been able, you know, and since that time, I've been, how long into it did you quit your job?
It was probably, I'm gonna say maybe 6 to 9 months.
Okay. So my very first month, I got 22 customers using this product and getting such great results. And before that, you know, they were getting customers, and I was showing other people how to make money just by getting people on the products, because the products were so amazing. And because I was able to show people how to make $500 to $1,000 a month in the first 6 months, within 6 months, I was able to quit my full-time job.
Right.
And because of that, you know, over the last, 10 years, I've been able to help hundreds of people just like that be able to make extra money working from home. And so, now, now now I make more than I did, I make double, I make triple what I made as a financial advisor. So they don't know what that number is, but it's all words, and it's all about positioning. So I
Right.
say tweak that, work on that paragraph a little bit,
Okay.
and come back and you put some framework around it, and we can keep tweaking it out.
Okay.
But does that help you guys? Are you guys tracking with what I'm saying? And using this kind of framework around this, because I promise you, Troy, by you changing that paragraph up to around this kind of language,
Right.
you are going to connect with not only Joe Tow Truck, right? Because you got 22 customers your very first month. People are going, wow, that's really cool. Just that alone is way better than I'm now making my second million, right? No disrespect,
Oh, I
but
hear you.
it's so powerful. It's so much powerful.
Okay.
So anyway, so make that paragraph, and then we'll add it to this. But so here's we'll get to that. So this is how I would tell your story, and you can tweak it. My name is Troy Alexander. I'm from Peoria, Illinois. Go Bears. I was blessed to be able to marry my high school sweetheart. Together we have 7 children and 7 grandchildren. I was a financial advisor for 23 years. So before I got started, before I found this opportunity, I was burnt out in my profession. I was searching for another opportunity to provide for my family because of financial fallout in 2008. I had lost focus and was totally stressed. With that came weight gain. I had no energy and not sleeping at all at night. By God's grace, a great friend of mine from high school reached out to share this business opportunity. I immediately got started on the Ignite fat burning system. Within 3 days, my energy and sleep improved dramatically. In my first 8 days, I lost 12 pounds. Within 90 days, I transformed my body by losing 22 pounds and 4 inches from my waistline. The best part for me now is I'm down to my high school weight, and I take 0 prescription medications. So because of those, so I'm just going to add lib here. So because of these results that I had with the product, in my very first month, I was able to get 22 new customers using this product because they were asking me, and it was so simple. I was just using the products and telling other people and getting people started. And within 6 months of me doing that, just using the products and talking to people and sharing what was happening to me, I was able to make enough money that I was able to quit my full-time job after 23 years in this profession. And since that time, I've been so blessed and fortunate to show other people and build teams of people that were ordinary people just like me, to make $500 to $1,000 a month just by getting customers using these products, because these products work so fantastic. So I know that if a financial guy like me, and and maybe at the end here, you're like, you know, after like I now, you know, triple what I made as a financial advisor, and so that would be kind of the feel of it.
Okay.
What do
Like,
you think?
love it. Love it.
Good. Good.
Love it. Love it.
Yay, yay, yay. Okay, guys. I kept you on a way long time, but I hope that it was worth it because we got a lot accomplished here. A lot. So I'm going to send this. I'm going to send this to you in a text message, Troy.
Okay.
The way I redid it, and then you can just tweak out the
Okay.
bottom paragraph,
Okay.
and then go back and repost it in the group.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone, I'm going to unmute. If you haven't already unmuted, everyone is unmuted. There we are.
Awesome.
Yay, yay, yay. Okay. All right. Well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. But this was a great, great workshop. Thank you so much for your time and being here. This is whenever you learn how to do this is such gold training for you, because this is what you're going to show your customers how to do, right? This is how you're going to show your team. This is how you're going to build your team. This is teaching them to tell their story, and in this format. And I'm telling you, this is we start doing this and we start getting the stories right as we go through the opportunity meeting. It's going to start. I mean, right now it's slow motion, but it's going to get there, and it's going to start getting momentum, and it's really going to take off. It'll be fantastic.
Awesome.
So, hey, Aaron, I thought you dropped off.
No.
You're like, okay, I got my story. I'm out of here. No, not really. Okay, guys.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.